The private sector proving key to helping healthcare workers get exactly what they need during this pandemic.
Our next guest is the founder of Nine Line Apparel. He is dedicating all of his company's resources, all of it, to making masks. But he says he will need some help from the federal government.
Yeah, he's willing to help out, but he's got to get some funding because all the other stuff is in China. The founder and U.S. veteran Tyler Merritt joins us right now inside the warehouse. Tyler, thanks for doing this. You're called to action again to help out. What do you need to pivot from shirts to masks?
There's a few things. First, we need to educate the American public. You need to understand that this is a math problem. This is a science problem. We're gathering the best engineers, the best scientists, manufacturers around the country. We're meeting on a daily basis. We have not slept. We have not done much of anything but come up with potential solution, and we're testing them as we speak. There's a few things that we could use a little bit of help on. These testing procedures, FDA guidelines, the independent tests that are being done are showing incredible results with integrating 2020 technology into a system that is reliant on these 1950s style masks. 3M creates a mask that everyone has identified as an N95. Their main manufacturing capabilities are in China. China has taken over those manufacturing facilities. Those masks that once cost 70 cents are now being charged $7 per mask. The commodity, the specific material that we use for that mask, it used to cost $6,000 a ton. It's now being traded as a commodity, almost $600,000 a ton. There's a manufacturing facility in Germany that can create the machine that literally prints gold. We can go and get that machine and we can get it up and running. There's 2 machines here in the United States. They need to be running full speed. They're in New Hampshire and they're at the University of North Carolina. All resources need to be directed towards that machine to make as much of that melt-blown material as possible and then disseminating it to as many manufacturing facilities around the country as possible. But that is for the most critical masks. There is another shortage of masks, the surgical masks, the ones that we have partnered with Bella Canvas that we are creating today. They have retooled all of their machines. They have the most advanced machinery in the world to pump out hundreds of millions of these masks. They're doing so at a fraction of the cost out there. Any materials they send to us, we are giving it out at that exact same cost. They sent me 2,000 masks for free. I sent them out for free. They sent me tens of thousands of masks at 50 cents per mask. I'm selling them for 50 cents per mask. I'm trying to broker these deals between the private sector and the government at zero cost because I want to return to making T-shirts. I do not want to be in the mask business. However, I'm an engineer. I'm also a former Army officer. I'm also a member of the Special Operations community. I'm also a son of a person who will die if he contracts this. I'm also the son of a nurse. I'm also the father of children who could potentially die. So this is not about money. This is about coming together, cutting through the red tape. This is also about identifying those horrible, massive conglomerates that are hoarding materials. I've submitted to the Justice Department exactly what's going on. I have evidence to show exactly what's going on. You have organizations that are trying to profit in the billions by the day. So we can continue to rely on this old 1950s technologies of filtration, or we can look to nanotechnology. We can look to integrating some of the new 2020 tech to solving this problem. Previously, no one wanted to spend the amount of money that it costs to make some of these newer masks. Now they're much less expensive, and we can make them here in the United States, and we can do it faster, better than anything can be done in China. We don't need to rely on overseas manufacturing. We started getting away from overseas manufacturing years ago. We've partnered with Bella Canvas out of LA because they are an incredible U.S. manufacturing facility that has the ability to produce more of these masks than anywhere around the world. They need support. I need support. As a former member of the Special Operations, I have lots of relationships that I've built. Some of the defense contractors here in Savannah, Georgia, have $250 million in authorized funding that could be dedicated towards this. But instead, the government has decided to rely on these big businesses, and they don't move fast. I'm telling you right now, big government, big business, they're not innovative. They're not going to move at the speed of companies like Bella Canvas, companies like myself, companies like F3EA, a defense contractor that specializes in coming up with dynamic solutions and moving fast. So every day that we talk about this, every day that passes, this is a math problem. If you need billions of masks and we can only produce hundreds of millions when we ramp up the speed in the next few weeks, I have limited resources. I've put everything towards this. If this doesn't work, people will die.
Right.
If this
So
doesn't
Tyler,
work, by
are you
200
going to
plus
need?
employees.
Got it. Tyler, I get your message. So what do you want for the government? You need some funding to compete with China to bring these masks back because people aren't seeing the urgency that you're seeing, right?
Yeah, the funding is going to multi-billion-dollar companies that are going to squander it. They're going to take forever. They're not sharing information. They're not sharing materials. We have vowed to make $0 off this. We have vowed to provide all the information to the public, and we've been continuing to do that on a daily basis. I'll work with any smart individual who has a dynamic solution that we can act on now. We'll test it. If it doesn't work, we'll pivot. But I'm pretty sure the solutions we have will work. I'm pretty sure that I just need accelerated FDA testing, and I'm pretty sure that if given the right resources, we can create enough PPE here in the United States, and we can make that material that's being hoarded go from $600,000 a ton to zero. It's worthless. But right now, it's a commodity traded like gold.
Gotcha.
Well, I tell you what, the world is watching right now. Let's see what happens. Tyler Merritt, who's not just doing it for his nation, but to save the life of his parents and his family. Tyler, thank you very much for joining us from Savannah, Georgia.